Hey folks, welcome back. Another Pawn Massive video. And today we're going to talk about how we're going to build Morty and Banette, right? Morty Mega Banette, Fall Morty Mega Banette. Very long name. So, anyways, Mega Banette, right? The main thing we have to recognize is its strengths. And I know, this guy has strengths. He has a few, here and there, right? And that being, right, first of all, he does have a decent sync nuke. Doesn't make him overall a great unit, but it is decent, right? Damage not the best, but it's definitely like good. But the I don't know. Okay. The damage is solid. It's just that like the setup's not that great. But well, it depends on what you have, right? I mean, 3 out of 5. Setup takes a while, right? 1 out of 5. Setup doesn't take that much at all, but also the damage is also much worse, right? So yeah, you have a solid sync nuke over here, right? You are semi self-sufficient, right? You could buff you max out your crit. You get +4 in your attack. You can't really max that one out, but you're close to it at least. Right, and then the other upside is that you can shadow sneak, right? Infinite shadow sneaks with your passive over here, which means if you're throwing him onto another, on a team with another damage healer, you don't have to worry too much about Morty taking up any move gauges, because you're not spending any move gauges with shadow sneak being a quick move, right? So he's pretty good for your team's gauges. So, anyways. Although you do have to sync with him first to mega him to actually get access to, to Shadow Sneak. But then again, his sync's damage not bad, right? Especially if you do have him at 3 out of 5. Alright, so, in terms of the lucky skill, obviously Crit Strike 1, Crit Strike 2 would be beneficial for him, because 90% of his damage or his usefulness does come out of his sync nuke damage, right? Again, assuming 3 out of 5. So yeah, you want to get some more power-ups on that, which again, the only damage buffing lucky skill for your sync move is Crit Strike 1 and 2. So obviously 2 better than 1. So let's get into the grid, starting off with the 1 out of 5 grid. As usual, if you have the orbs, you can pick up everything here. If you don't, then I guess just pick up like attack, speed, shadow sneak, if you want the accuracy buff on Will-O-Wisp. And that's basically about it. Nothing else is really that big of a deal. Acuity's like not just, there are some sages that do debuff the accuracy. But yeah, again, 1 out of 5 not extremely interesting, right? If you have if you have the orbs, then you can just pick up like everything here, right? Or almost everything. I'm pretty sure. Actually, literally everything. It's exactly enough. All right, 2 out of 5. So 2 out of 5, you gain access to nothing. Unfortunately, okay, you have like Shadow Sneak, Overwhelm, but it's not that big of a deal because you don't have like the power posture and pecking order multiplier. So like you're just gonna be like debuffing the opponent's attack stat just to take like less physical damage, which is like not not a big deal. But you do have the sync move power up nodes, which are actually not terrible, so you could definitely go for those, right? You could definitely go for those. I think this is a bit cheaper, right? And then you could come up here, pick up some more shadow sneak power up nodes. I don't really care about vigilance because you're not really tanking with him anyways. I mean, he's not really a tank, right? So yeah, I wouldn't really mind the vigilance stuff and just go pick up more shadow sneak power up nodes, some attack up nodes, speed up nodes, right? All that stuff. If you really want, if you're fighting like some stage that has like guaranteed crits from the opponents, guaranteed crit AoE moves, which is, that's a lot of conditions, you could pick up vigilance, right? I guess, but like otherwise it's not that big of a deal. Again, he's not a tank. It's vigilance on non-tanks are extremely overhyped. I don't know why people generally find that a big deal. Anyways, moving on. 3 out of 5 over here, right? 3 out of 5, you have a few options. It really depends on your team comp, right? If you are running him more as like a secondary damage healer, and you don't have anyone else to like overwhelm, debuff opponent's attack, you might want to pick up overwhelm yourself, right? If you do have someone else to debuff the opponent's attack, right, then you don't have to pick up overwhelm. Pick up some more stuff, right? So we'll go over those scenarios, right? So first of all, one thing you basically want to get either way is pecking order, right? And then it depends, right? You come down here and get your Scorching Sink 5, right? You could afford 1 overwhelm with this. So again, if you are running it, you know, running Morty with another unit on your team, that's like another damage healer, and you don't have someone else to debuff overwhelm or for overwhelm, you could do this. I'm picking up the Scorching Sink 5 over the other overwhelm is just because on average Scorching Sink 5 yields a bit more rewards, right? Because what will happen is, like, if you compare these two, right? Turn 1 you Will-O-Wisp, right? Turn 1 you Will-O-Wisp, because you know, even if you don't pick up Scorching Sink, you need a Will-O-Wisp for the innate, you know, sync move buff over here, right? So turn 1 Will-O-Wisp, assuming you have someone else to buff your stats like Hilbert or something, right? Turn 2 Shadow Claw, and then that overwhelm kicks in. Like, if, for example, if you have 2 overwhelms, right? Turn 2 Shadow Claw minus 2 with a physical attack, right? Actually, no. With one, minus 1 physical attack, and then turn 3 minus 2 physical attack. That's obviously, you know, just a third of your pecking order, right? Which is not bad, right? And on top of that, you get the extra 50% from the Scorching Sink. And if you don't pick up Scorching Sink and you only pick up these, right? Because if you pick up them both, you don't have enough for a Scorching Sink. Obviously, you know, in that case, you can pick up some other stuff like Power Posture, right? But if that's the case, then you're only getting again, turn 1 Will-O-Wisp, turn 2 minus 2 physical attack, turn 3 minus 4 physical attack. So that's what. That's 2/3 of a pecking order, right? So, you know, whatever that is, what, 66%, 66% boost in comparison to a I think this is 73% boost right over here, because this is extra 50%, and then a third is what, 33%, right? Or no, 83%. That's actually, yeah, 83% versus 66%, right? So it's a bit better if you just go with this instead. So yeah, I guess. But if you can, right? If you don't have or if you are running him by himself as the main damage healer, which is not that great of an idea, because outside of his sync move, his regular shadow sync damage is kind of terrible. So you definitely, generally 90% of the time, you need someone else to do damage on the team, right? Help him. But yeah, you could instead pick up just Power Posture over here. In this case, actually, wait. Am I missing something? Am I missing something, or can we actually not? For that, or we're 1 short. No way. That's very well, I wouldn't say very, but slightly. Oh no. I picked the wrong note. It's supposed to be speed up here. This is, first of all, speed better and also costs 2 energy. But yeah, you could pick it up if you picked that was the wrong one. It's the speed, not the special defense. Because that one costs 4, this one costs 2. So yeah, in this case, right, you could actually get like Power Posture over here, pecking order, and Scorching Sink. Get all your multipliers active mostly. So this is, I guess, the best for Morty himself, I'd probably pick up the sync in the middle instead. This is like the best for like Morty himself is like he's the sole feature of the battle. Obviously, again, it's not gonna be good. His damage is pretty piss poor, right? Outside of his sync, but you know, if you guys like that, you could do this, right? So anyways, let's talk about some I guess team building concepts over here. And you could, first of all, you could run him something like this, right? With Lily as the main damage dealer, you could sync with Morty, have Hilbert buff all these offensive stats for Morty, right? So you could focus on debuffing the opponent's, you know, physical attack for a bit, right? With power posture and shadow claw, right? And then you could sync with Morty, right? Big, you know, tech sync. His sync is more powerful than Lulu. I mean, his sync is powerful than all the Ghost Striker syncs, so yeah. So you could do that, right? Unless you have like unless you're just fighting something like a master mode hyper offensive and you have like an EX Lily and you want to EX sync with Lily, then well, why are you using Morty at all? He's literally not doing anything on team if you're actually doing that. But yeah, you could do something like this. Again, you could swap Lily out for like any other damage dealer, right? In this case, self-sufficient damage dealer, or some damage dealer that only needs, you know, Hilbert to max out offensive stats, right? Or at least their useful offense stuff. So it's like what Lily, Ghost Gladian, Aluine Sorolla, but not really because she's not that good. I think that's mainly it, right? Fantina's special, Morty's special. I mean, Morty can be physical. His physical just sucks. What else? It's yeah, they're Mewtwo special. There really aren't that many, unfortunately. It's just that there really aren't that many great like physical ghost type moves overall, I guess, right? So ghost type does kind of suffer from that. Like all their like good ones are like 2-turn moves, which are, you know, not good in this game, for a multitude of reasons. Not only because it's for you know, the 2 turns, right? Same move countdown thing. They just generally just don't have good like base power for being 2-turn moves, right? So anyways, yeah, that's if you're running, you know, Morty with some other ghost type damage. Also, I'd highly doubt a lot of people will be, unless you really like Morty Banette, but like if you have any Lily, surely people will be summoning on Morty. So, you know, if you just running something Morty centric, right? And here you could have something like Champion Iris and Hydreigon to debuff the opponent's physical attack, or Donald Creamy, or Getsus and what's his face, right? Getsus and Kyurem. That's another option as well, right? I mean, you could have to, you know, free to play options over here. You could have something like a Scyther, right? Bugsy Scyther, really good. Yeah. Again, there are options, right? If you want to just run him solo, or again run with another damage dealer, which I highly recommend, just because his personal damage is very poor, right? But again, he does have a good sync nuke, which you should probably utilize that, right? So anyways, that's for me this one, I guess. Hope you all enjoyed. Like, guys, think in the comments down below, like, share this video, our channel for some more promising content. I'll see you guys in the next one then.